In the dimly lit corners of forgotten memories, there lurk tales that send shivers down the spine. These are not just stories. They are echoes of the forgotten, whispers from the past that haunt the present. Among these whispers are the disturbing true birthday horror stories, each more chilling than the last. Here, in the shadows of forgotten birthdays, lies a tale that defies explanation and dares you to question reality. It was a typical summer day when Emily received the invitation. The envelope was pristine white, adorned with elegant calligraphy that spelled out her name in delicate curves. Inside, a single card beckoned her to a birthday celebration unlike any other. The sender's name was unfamiliar, a cryptic message that added to the intrigue. Curiosity mingled with apprehension as Emily read the details. The party was set to take place at an old mansion on the outskirts of town, a place rumored to be haunted by restless spirits. Despite her misgivings, something drew her to accept the invitation, a sense of adventure tempered by caution. As the day of the party approached, Emily couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at her. She tried to dismiss it as nerves, attributing her apprehension to the unknown rather than any real danger. Little did she know, the true horrors awaited her in the shadows of that decrepit mansion. The evening of the party arrived, and Emily found herself standing before the imposing gates of the mansion. The air was thick with an unnatural stillness, the kind that precedes a storm. She hesitated for a moment, the allure of the unknown warring with the instinct to flee. With a deep breath, Emily pushed open the creaking gates and stepped into the overgrown courtyard. The mansion loomed before her, its windows dark and foreboding. A chill ran down her spine as she crossed the threshold, as if the very house were aware of her presence. Inside, the party was in full swing, laughter and music masking the underlying tension. Emily mingled with the other guests, all of whom seemed oblivious to the eerie atmosphere. But as the night wore on, strange occurrences began to unsettle even the most skeptical among them. It started with whispers, faint voices that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Emily brushed them off as figments of her imagination, the product of an overactive mind in a spooky setting. But the whispers persisted, growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. As the clock struck midnight, signaling the start of Emily's birthday, the atmosphere shifted. The music faltered, the laughter died down, and a hush fell over the gathering. Emily felt a cold dread settle in her stomach, a premonition of something dark and sinister lurking just out of sight. Then the lights flickered, casting long shadows that danced across the walls. In those fleeting moments of darkness, Emily glimpsed figures moving in the corners of her vision, shapes that defied explanation. Panic rose within her, but she forced herself to remain calm, refusing to give in to fear. But fear had other plans. As the night wore on, the mansion revealed its true nature. Doors slammed shut of their own accord, windows rattled in their frames, and objects moved as if guided by unseen hands. The guests grew increasingly agitated, their forced smiles masking growing unease. Emily found herself drawn to a locked door at the end of a dark hallway. Something beyond that door called to her, a primal urge that she couldn't ignore. Ignoring the warnings of her rational mind, she approached the door and fumbled with the key in her pocket. With a click, the door swung open, revealing a room bathed in an eerie blue light. The air grew colder, and Emily felt a presence watching her from the shadows. Trembling, she stepped into the room, the door closing behind her with a resounding thud. In the center of the room, a figure materialized from the darkness. It was a woman, ethereal and otherworldly, her eyes pools of endless darkness. Emily's heart raced as she recognized the woman from a faded photograph she had seen years ago. The woman spoke, her voice a haunting melody that echoed in the silence. She revealed herself to be the original owner of the mansion, a woman who had met a tragic end on her birthday many years ago. Her spirit, unable to find peace, had remained bound to the house, trapped in a cycle of longing and despair. Emily listened, transfixed by the story unfolding before her. The woman's tale was one of betrayal and heartbreak, a narrative woven with threads of vengeance and sorrow. She spoke of a curse that bound her to the mansion until her birthday was celebrated in true spirit, a celebration of life rather than death. With a pleading gaze, the woman implored Emily to break the curse, to free her from the eternal torment of her unfulfilled birthday. Emily, overwhelmed by compassion and a sense of duty, vowed to help the spirit find peace, no matter the cost.